Jones, terrible, terrible person, killed 900 and I think it was 920 or so American citizens, or had them commit mass suicide. He was an arch conspiracy theorist too. He was absolutely schizophrenic paranoia is what he suffered from. What do you want me to say about things like this?
Well, the Heaven's Gate people, I mean, if you take the entire spectrum of alternative thought, it's going to run the gamut from reasonable and well-researched that the system calls conspiracy theories, right through to total lunacy. But let's go back to Jim Jones. I've actually studied him. He was working for the CIA. He was working for the governor of California. He did have contracts.
I don't think so. Have you read the amazing biography of him called Maven?
I've actually watched documentaries in the original newscast.
So have I. And I think by far the best and most acclaimed biography of Jim Jones is by the journalist that spent time with him right at the last minute when he murdered that US congressman.
They shot up the airplane.
They shot him in the airplane, exactly. He actually concluded that he was not working for the CIA at all.
No, he had been working for them, and you can say he probably went nuts at the end and may not have been. I mean, you just had to admit that. Listen,
but he used the idea that the CIA had infiltrated his group to stop people from leaving. He used it to stop people connecting with their families. He would tell the families of the people that had deserted the People's Temple that the CIA had pulled them out and had infiltrated them, and that they were trying to convert them into spies, and were going to try to make them contact the People's Temple.
Sure. But what I'm telling you, Jamie, is that this is a standard deal. In fact, Cass Sunstein, do you deny the White House regulations said infiltrate conspiracy groups and put out disinfo to discredit them and sow discord with them? I mean, the implication that people that question the system are Jim Jones and cause violence and extremism in Jim Jones is literally looking into a giant field of billions of people and then picking at things. I mean, it's actually the government I see that spreads conspiracy theories about Al-Qaeda hiding under tables.
But I think it's a caricature of my position, because I've never said that the government doesn't do those things. I've just said because it sometimes does them doesn't mean it always does them.
Do you think I'm an extremist, as an extremist analyst that tracks, what is it? Jamie is the head of the Violence and Extremism Program. His primary research interests lie in terrorism, radicalization and extremism, conspiracy theories, and immigration policy. Hey, what about Tony Blair and his secret program to bring in illegal aliens? That's now been confirmed.
What was that exactly? I think, are you talking about immigration levels in general?
Well, no, secret agreements with France, the trains with the illegals coming in for years, to then turn them into a political army. I mean, that's standard big foundation operations, but it's now come out.
That wasn't the story that I understood. The story that I understood was that the Labour Party, for a number of years, was pursuing a very open immigration policy because they thought that it would change the face of the British population, probably for electoral reasons, because the immigrants tend to be more likely to vote for the Labour Party. These are the sorts of conspiracies that I think I would like people like you, people like Paul Joseph Watson, who are often, you guys are often tenacious and you're very smart. You put channel your energies into those things, because there's a lot of rubbish taking place and a lot of lies that our governments do feed us. I just like your efforts to be directed at that.
Well, all I can say is we appreciate you coming on here into the arena, because that certainly is admirable. Jamie Bartlett, I mean, let me give you the last minute or two here to make any points you want. It's just for those of us that have really researched 7/7, and those of us that have researched 9/11, those of us that have actually experienced the government provocateurs, those of us that have actually been attacked by government thugs and told to shut up, there's no going back. And I think there's a lot of denial in the establishment, and then people like you that work in sociology and things and outreach of just how corrupt and wicked the Western ruling class has gotten. But that's my view, and that's what I've experienced in the world. I don't think you're a conscious disinformation person. I think in some respects you are a bit naive. Now, you could say that about me as well, and this cosmology idea that I need order to the world, and I like to sit up here as a grand poobah or a Jim Jones advising everybody. I mean, I get that whole idea. But again, you've got the final comments. Go ahead.
Well, just another enormous thanks. I really appreciate it. And I extend and I keep that invitation to people who want to contact me and want to come to our office and see what we do. It's really not that sinister. I don't think you're a crazy lunatic by any means. You're obviously an extremely intelligent person. And I just want to say as well that, what I want is for young people, for everybody to criticize, to critique, to be skeptical about all the information they get. And me, the same. I know that sometimes I fall into traps of believing what I want to believe and reading what I want to read. And I think it's something for all of us to do. But keep up the good work, always questioning. And thank you for your time.
Okay, so I get from what you're saying is Paul got it wrong, I got it wrong, that you guys aren't saying just trust mainstream media. You're saying question everything then, because when you have the mayor of London coming out and saying we've got to stop these evil 9/11 conspiracy theorists, I mean, I think that really shows that establishment thought is really crumbling and realizes it's on the verge of collapse. And I do think there's a danger in it. The ruling class has been so corrupt, so deceptive, and has been caught doing it so much that I do find people now don't believe anything, and it's not even question. They do buy into the wildest conspiracy theories you can imagine, say about myself. But that's because even some of the most dumbed down people now know they can't trust the system, but now they're even unable to differentiate anything. But I think that's just the overall fault of a system caught lying so much.
But you just, to me, I want as much as you want, and this is why Demos was founded, to make the British state and society more democratic, more pluralistic, more open, for people to feel like they have more sense of control and more power over the things that happen in their lives. And I think that is what is at the root of all of this. And I think that's what we want to change. But just because that is the case, I wouldn't want people to just believe any crazy conspiracy because it happens to go along with their worldview. No, you have to have standards of evidence that you apply equally to whatever information you receive. And
yeah, but I agree with you. But listen, I've done deep research. I know the stuff I'm talking about. I've got so much proof I can't even articulate it all here in a discussion. I've had to make 5, 6 films on 9/11. I'm telling you, it's an inside job. You need to look into it and look into the facts.
I have looked into it.
Yeah. Well, you haven't looked deep enough, Jamie. Jamie, thank you. Is there a website where we can visit Demos and find out more?
Yeah, it's www.demos.co.uk. All the information's there. You'll find all of it.
All right. Well, I'll tell you, we're going to dig into your organization even more now, and hopefully you'll come back with us.
I know I'm going to get lots of angry emails from people. It can be very difficult when you get thousands of them to reply to all of them, and I'll do my best. But
all right.
I don't always have time to do that.
All right. Hey, say hi to the folks over there, and I wish you well. Say hi to O'Brien for me.
I will do. And next time you're over, look me up.
All right. Take care, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Well, a very charming, friendly, nice fellow. Very hard to be mean to him. I almost feel guilty slapping him around. But I did hear a lot of little political points and lawyer points where, there's just a few scraggly architects think they need to put forward peer-reviewed. They have. We've presented it. Check it out for yourself. That's it for this edition of Infowars Nightly News. I will not be here Monday night. Aaron Dykes will be sitting in. I know I've been out of town a lot. I'm going to be out in the field with former Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura to shoot a couple episodes of his program, Conspiracy Theory, which means questioning that the earth is flat. So I'll be out in the west somewhere in the high desert with Ventura. I'll tell you more about that when I call into my own TV and radio show on Monday. Mike Adams is sitting in on Tuesday because I'll be gone all weekend. I'm going to spend Tuesday with my children, but, I'll end up calling in on my own show. And I'll be back next Wednesday here for Infowars Nightly News. And we are not George Soros or New World Order or Rothschild or Rockefeller funded. We are funded by you, the supporters of this transmission, prisonplanet.tv subscribers. And we're having our 4th annual Money Bomb. We need to raise $500,000 Federal Reserve notes to be able to continue at this current pace of absolutely devastating the New World Order propaganda system. So please donate today at InfowarsMoneyBomb.com or Infowars.com/moneybomb. And you can also donate by becoming a PrisonPlanet.tv member or buying memberships for your friends and family, and really scaring Cass Sunstein at the White House that knows that we're on to them and understands that the villagers are coming with our truth, with our information warfare torches and pitchforks. So again, InfowarsMoneyBomb.com. I'm Alex Jones signing off. Great job with the crew. And again, we'll see you back here next Monday, 7 o'clock Central.